What's happening, YouTube? Quite the roller coaster ride for the kid, you know? Anybody going through some tough times. Lots of ups and downs. Oh, cool. The heater just kicked off. Bracket. Anyway, tried to get at some chores around the house and just too stuck in my head, right? Too many thoughts. So I reached out via YouTube and spent some time with the Greeks. My man Marcus Arelious and his journalings, stoic teachings. And you look into the spin the Stoics put on death and grief. I'm not going to get into it. And I could have made a bunch of notes, came out here and gave you all these cool quotes and all this cool wisdom from the Greeks, right? And look like a little know-it-all. Go get it yourself. Carries more weight when you put in the work. I'm not going to sit here and spoon feed it to you. You know what I'm going through. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You can see how affected this situation is on me. Losing my friend, losing my brother last year, my mom back in 97, blah, 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 right? Johnny's got a lot of sadness. But when I get into the Greeks and their teachings, I mean, long story short, it's a country song. Live like you're dying. Just saying. I mean, that's the condensed version, right? To live like you're dying. Live every day like it's your last day. Every day's your bucket list. On and on and on. But it's just in one ear and out the other. It's lip service. You need to go seek it out, and you need to want to seek it out for that information to really make a difference in your life, for it really to stick, right? Look, my best friend on this planet was asked by Noah's family if he could go to the hospital with them to say goodbye, to say the final goodbye and disconnect him from life support, and that's happening today. And all I can think about is I should be driving Dave to the hospital and waiting for him to finish and going for a drive. That's what I'm thinking I should be doing right now. But that's not realistic. So instead, Kimba! Sorry, my dog's going to town on her new little chew toy. Anyway, that's not realistic, right? I can't bounce to the city right now. Not with everything that's going on with COVID and my bad lungs. It's just stupid. As much as it's where my heart is today, right, is with Dave and Noah's family and Noah and a lot of people that loved that kid. I'm telling you, it's a heavy deal today for a lot of people, right? And so for me to get dried up, I needed to go hang out with my Stoics, with my Greeks, and get hard, right? Plug the leak for a while. Tired of crying. Like I was saying about crying tears for joy, you know, you have to be able to pull up out of a nosedive, right? You can't wallow in it all fucking day long. You can't. It won't do you any good. Feels good to stop. Feels good to get back to normal, right? You need to grieve. You need to do what you need to do, but you don't need to stay there. But you can't ignore it. When it's overwhelming, you need to let it go. You can't choke it down. I can't. It'll choke me to death, right? Trying to shove that shit down. don't work for me. You know, I tend to be a little too emotional, but F it, that's who I be, right? I'm not going to apologize for being too sensitive. It just is who I am. And so, grieving for Noah's been tough, right? It brought up a lot of other memories and emotions for my brother and my mother and just life, right? My other brother and my daughter, right? I mean, just a lot of emotion to deal with in general. Holiday season, like on and on, right? It's a sad story, and it will be in a book one day, without a doubt. It's being written as we speak. I have no doubt. So, if you get to struggling in life and you need to plug a leak, try the Greek stoic teachings. See if they help. 2,000 years old. Dried Johnny up today. Made me feel better. You know, to have gratitude, to be humble, and to honor the life that was Noah, right? To carry his memory on, to tell his story, to share his legacy. I'm honored to say I was his friend in the here and now, and that I'll be his friend forever. This lifetime and many to come, and have been many lives prior to, I have no doubt. That's just my philosophy on life and death. You know, it's forever revolving. So the grief I feel today will be filled with joy tomorrow. I just don't know when tomorrow will get here, huh, Kimba? You wanna come up? Come here. Come on. You wanna come say hello? Yeah? Always on time, right? My little doggy, she knows what time it is. Papa needs some loving. I didn't train her. You didn't hear me call her. She just shows up. Love this little dog. So when you're going through them hard times, you know, this helps me a great deal too. It does. It's part of the package for me, right? Because there's no one here in this house with me to share this grief with, right? I got no one to hug, no one to give me a hug, right? This is all on me to fucking choke down, let go, right? Deal with whatever way I can so that it's healthy, right? Productive, and coming out here and sharing it. What happened to Noah doesn't get wasted, right? And if I keep it alive and I get it to spread a little bit and people get to talking about it, and like a Pantene commercial, right? 2 turns into 4, turns into 8, turns into 16, Somebody decided not to do some fentanyl, somebody decided not to do a bump, and somebody's still here because somebody isn't still here. That's makes me feel good to know that that's a possibility from one of these videos, that it plants a fucking seed that grows and keeps somebody alive, man. You can't tell me it won't. You can't. You can't sit here and tell me one of these videos won't save somebody's life one day, and that there's not a million other videos out there trying to do the same fucking thing, because there are good people that care. And tragedy like Noah's doesn't have to go to waste if you don't let it, right? And I'm not going to let this go to waste, you know? I got a really fantastic story brewing in my head for that young man. I sure do. I just ain't ready to go down that road because I don't think I could get through it without being a blubbering mess, and you won't. And fuck, what are you gonna do? Sit here and listen to me cry for a half hour trying to tell his story and not get a fucking make any sense, right? I need to let the sorrow pass, right? The sadness needs to quell before I can tell Noah's story proper, like, and it'll be cool as fuck, promise you. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get Dave to do it with me. Nobody can tell a story like him, and he knows Noah like no one else that I know. So, just saying, maybe I can, over the phone, right? I'll just get Dave's voice on the phone and put it on the table, and we can chop it up, and you guys can listen, right? And he can tell his story. I'm gonna try to do that when Dave's, when we can, right? Might be a minute, but I ain't gonna forget. But today, my prayers and thoughts are with Dave and Noah's family while they say their final goodbyes. Noah's spirit left his body on Christmas Eve, I have no doubt. You know, shortly after his body hit the floor, his soul was gone. You know, they kept his body alive, trying to bring him back, and it wasn't meant to be, so he gets to go home. And we all do one day. We surely do. But not today. Today's Noah's Day. So, I'm going to think fond thoughts of Noah today. Spend time remembering. Makes me feel better, right? Not everything has to be filled with tears. Sometimes I crack myself up thinking about that fucking kid. He had me move furniture from a storage unit with my little fucking El Camino. I had this little fucking 1984 Elko with the curved back window. And, oh, dude, come help me out. I just got a couple things in storage. I look like fucking Sanford and Son. That fucking El Camino had shit, I shit you not, stacked. I had couches stacked straight up, not laying flat. They were fucking like this. It was the only way we could Tetris them in the back of that El Camino. It was 10 feet in the fucking air. I was worried about hitting the cables that the fucking trolleys dragged their their fucking tracks on, right? The electrical wires above. Anyway, yes, Kimba, come here, please. You're gonna paw at me. Come here. But sorry, I got someone down outside. All right, better calm down. I don't need to go pay. I don't know. Man, I don't need to go play referee. Anyway. Fond memories of a special person, right? Fond memories. I kind of way fucking got lost train of thought with this nonsense out here. But, you know, it's what happens when you don't live in the cuts. But I will soon. Oh, the El Camino story. Yeah. Noah had me stacked up with fucking furniture. Typical. That was one of those fucking Noah stories, man. And there's tons of them. And nobody's got more fucking Noah stories than Dave does. Anyway. That'll be part of my eulogy for the man. That video is going to be something special. I'll make sure of it. He's worthy of something special. Dave sent me a text message. Some writer, some big-time writer, wrote a poem about Noah. I tried to read it 4 times now. Got to crying so hard, I couldn't read it through the tears. So I still haven't read the whole fucking poem yet. Somebody in Frisco a writer that used to drink at the Lucky 13. He ain't in the city no more, but he remembered Noah, and he wrote a poem about him, and it's published. But no tears right now, right? Stoic. Live like you're dying. Tomorrow is not promised. Love your babies. Always love your babies, right? They're the future. Never forget the babies. All right. Have a beautiful day. We'll talk soon.